Tonight, I'm Nina Sperano, live at the Green Bay Police Department. Today marks 1 year since the death of George Floyd, a death that has forced the country to look inward. Chris Conti starts our coverage from Minneapolis and shows us how that city has helped lead the way for the nation to heal.
It has been a year.
It is exhausting. I don't understand it.
A year of uncertainty, of sadness, of loss.
I don't know when or why our lives stopped mattering.
The death of George Floyd reverberated from coast to coast, but nowhere was the pain of last year's civil unrest quite as profound as in the heart of Minneapolis.
It felt like we were in a war zone, literally with the military out there.
Cecia Bears was one of the many small business owners who watched her neighborhood burn.
It was tough because you're seeing everything you work for basically crash.
They have learned here, we cannot change history, but understanding history can help shape the next few chapters.
The whole world is watching us, how did that happen?
David Grant is a writer. He loves the vibrancy of the Midwest.
They make you wait a long time to get your Minnesota card.
But in this country's eternal quest for equality, David says the problems of racial inequality here in Minnesota really started during the Civil War.
There's just a disconnect. People feel like those kind of problems are elsewhere.
Minnesota actually has a history of public lynchings. They're rarely talked about, though.
We have a history in this country of somehow never missing an opportunity to miss an opportunity to deal with this.
We create these kinds of national myths about who we are.
Stephen Gross is a professor at the University of Minnesota. He looks at a lot of this unrest through the lens of regional identity. Minnesotans pride themselves on the term Minnesota nice. It stems back to the days of Prairie Home Companion, a radio show on NPR. Folks here really pride themselves on being Minnesota nice. But that might be problematic.
It does disguise a kind of passive aggressiveness. That we will accept you, we will tolerate, but we're not going to be terribly tolerant.
It's about politeness, not necessarily really about empathy.
Recognizing those shortcomings, no matter where we live in the country, is a useful place for change to start.
It sets a standard, and a standard that Minnesotans are not living up to.
1 year later, the pain is still there. Always will be, but at least a chance for change.
Maybe it'll remind us, that we should be doing a better job.
In Minneapolis, I'm Chris Conti.